Hey there, friends. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're going to have a great Memorial Day weekend. I thought that we might make some MacBooks today. MacBooks don't have anything to do with a Macintosh computer or anything like that. It has to do with macaroni box books. It has to do with a macaroni box, which I don't know about you guys. Chris loves macaroni and cheese. I'm not a huge fan, but you know, it's a very quick meal, and you know, you can take mac and cheese and you can add anything to it. You can add burger to it, you can add ham to it, you can add chicken to it, and you just have like an instant meal. Just good, because we're freelancers over here, and sometimes an instant meal is great. So this is one of my very favorite little size books to make. So I'll show you this little MacBook, and it has the word inspire on it, and we'll just do a quick flip. It's very simply bound with a brad and a string tie over here, and it has 6 pockets in it. So it looks like this. And the fun thing about making MacBooks, you guys, is you can do them in any kind of theme you want. I think that's the most fun about it. We are calling these day trippers because I think they would be really fun to stick into your purse and use as, you know, if you've got a sweet day out planned, if you've got a special day out planned, if you are traveling, if you are going on a day trip, ta-da, day tripper. I'm going to put a couple of these in the shop. This one's called America, and it does have a star. The bindings are the wrapped kind of bindings, so just very, very simple, but a lot of fun to make. And you know, even kids can make this kind of thing. So I just wanted to show you how it comes together and give you the dimensions of a MacBook. You guys know how much I love food packaging, so this is like the perfect food packaging project right here. So we're going to take a mac and cheese box, and this is the skinny mac and cheese box. This isn't like that Velveeta fancy thing. This is like the cheap stuff, you guys. You know, at Lidl, this is $1/4 a box, and don't say anything bad. Freelancers over here, sometimes we just eat. I'm not going to call this cheap food. I'm going to call it economical food because that's just a better choice of words. So we have our mac and cheese box, okay? So let's recreate it. There we go. We have cut the top off the box and the bottom off the box. When you do this, you are left with a box that is about a little over 7 inches long. What I do is take the box, take the paper cutter, and just trim just a tiny bit off to make this 7 inches. The book on the front is 3.5 inches. So when you're finished with your book, you've got a book that is 3.5 by 3.5. It's a kind of easy dimensions to work with. The other thing about when you get your book to this stage right here is you will want to cut this off. Now let me show you, and I've shown you guys this before. On any sort of food packaging, you will have like a double, I don't know what this is, like a glue bar right here, okay? And then you've got like this little dip right here. The other side of the box does not have a dip. Usually the double thing right here is on the ingredient side of the box. So that's the side that you'll want to cut off. So let's cut that off. And we'll cut this off. I choose to go to the left of the score mark. And to me, I just get better results if I go to the left of the score mark. Let me show you the pieces that you'll have left. So you'll have that, you will have these, you'll have this. You'll have these sweet little tabs because the top of the box has tabs, the bottom of the box has tabs, and then you're left with 4 pieces of the box that you can also make bookmarks out of. So, you know, this is a project that kind of keeps on giving. You can really get a lot of mileage out of a macaroni box. When you are done, the actual dimensions of the box are 7. Nope, that's not right. The actual dimensions of the box are, hang on, I got to get the ruler. I think it's 8. Oh, hang on. Okay, it is. It's like 8 and, 8 and 1/8 here. And then the width of the length of it is 3.5. Okay, so a little over 8, about 3.5. You'll want to cut some papers. Now we want papers to go over this. Let me show you this. We're just going to adhere lightweight cardstock to our book, and I'll show you how to do that. I thought these would be kind of cool to do in old maps because we have Father's Day coming up, and I thought it would be fun to do a Father's Day theme. Okay, now can you see this is 8, but I've cut this at 8.5. Hold on, 8.5. The reason that I did that is because when you start folding, you're going to lose part of this, okay? The folding absorbs some of the lightweight cardstock, okay? All right, so let's get this adhered on here. Let's be sure that everything is going the right way. And then what we want to do is take a bit of Mod Podge or glue stick. If you're working with kids, a glue stick works just fine. I'm going to grab my art rag over here. We don't do those little pop-up things. We don't do baby wipes. We just do rags. Easily washed. Economical. Alright, so we're going to paint the Mod Podge on here. Just like that. And pick up your piece of paper. You don't have very long to get it straight. So, and if you're like me and you're just not good at getting stuff straight, don't worry about it. I'm going to take a card, just a credit card, and kind of smoosh it about a little bit. Smoosh the glue out. And this is what we get. We've got a sweet little, now I did have a little blue right here. I am not worried about that because that's just the way things are. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to trim this off right here. And you got your book covered. Isn't that sweet? That just looks like mysterious, doesn't it? I love old maps. Alright, let's do the next one. Make sure that things are going the right way. Pick up our paintbrush. I have to tell you guys something sad. My Big Daddy paintbrush finally gave way. She got all played out. He, as people say here in Virginia. When I first moved here, I was like, what does that mean? That it got played out. And Chris was like, it means it was all used up or done. I was like, oh, okay. Never heard that term before. Alright, so we've got this one here. And we'll take our card and smoosh that out as well. Now, we got a little bit left over right there. So we're going to trim that off. Just like that. I do have a wee bit left down here as well. So I'm going to trim that off too. There we go. And don't forget about those little bits that you're trimming off, you guys. You know that you can use them for chippies or, you know, doing any kind of collage work. When you need just a wee bit of something, you will have it. All right, I'm going to put my glue board away. Next thing we want to do, and I'm going to show this to you instead of trying to demonstrate it, because it's just easier this way. The next thing that you're going to do is make pockets for your books. These are 6.5 by 4 3/4. You score them at 3 1/4, which gives you a 1.5 inch pocket. Okay, I'm gonna. How can I get this? I'm gonna put this the MacBook instructions in the description box below. Okay, so you will have all of your dimensions. If your pockets, remember this is a scrap project. Here's what happened. So I got 2 pockets, which was great, but this one I didn't have quite enough paper, so it's about a 1/4 inch off. It's no big deal. It's my book. It's my thing. I am making it. It's not going anywhere, except possibly to my daddy. You're using it's a scrap project, okay? So I think sometimes when we get into doing scrap projects, we just think that they have to be super specific, and they just don't. They are, you know, they are using your scraps, friends. So, you know, if you've got a paper that's not quite right, don't worry about it. Just use it anyway. All right, so we've got our pockets made. What I like to do, and you can do different things, I like to use some washi. Now this is kind of like a rose-ish washi, which I thought I liked, but now I don't. Let me see what else I got in here. I've got some black and white. I don't have a lot of washi tape. This is my washi tape. Boink, that's it. Let me see if I can find just a wee bit. Hey, I like that. That looks cool. It's got that kind of pop of like purpley on it, so this works. All right, so you're going to take a piece of washi and just secure your pockets. You can staple these, you can sew them, you can use some double stick tape on them. Do whatever you want. It's a nice thing about art, isn't it? You can do whatever you want. I don't know if I could ever do art lessons, because my lesson would be, do what you want. Do what makes you happy. Oh gosh. I wouldn't be a successful art teacher. I'd just be like, go for it. But it's a 1/4 inch off. It doesn't matter. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Whoops. We've got our little pockets taped up. The next thing that you'll want to do is fill your pockets. Not fill your pockets, but you'll want to put papers in here, okay? And the papers that you're going to use are 6 by 3, which makes this an awesome project if you've got some of those 6 by 6 paper pads laying around that are just kind of gathering dust, right? So it's just 6 by 3 paper. So take a 6 by 6 and cut it in half, and you got a 6 by 3. So I do have a few little scraps, again, you know, from this stuff that I'm doing. I've got one here, I've got one here. Now, you'll also end up with things like this, which you can fold and make into another little element that you can put into your book, just like that. The trick here is that they can be less than 6 inches, but they cannot be any more than 3 inches, or you're going to have overhang in the bottom of your book. So, you know, you want to kind of try and avoid that. All right, so we have our pockets. We've got that all done. The next thing that we're going to do is fill our pockets with paper, which we've done. I'm not going to fill these with paper. I'm just going to, I want this to be a video that you guys are just going to take and run with. Okay, can you see this? This is too big, so we're going to whack some of that off. Let's see how this one fits in here. This one fits nicely, so we're going to use that. All right, so when you're done, you've got 3 pocket signatures. I want to show you how to do the wrap binding on here. Let me grab some embroidery floss, or I kind of like this too. I've got some yarn that is, I think we'll use that. It's kind of a thin-ish kind of yarn, so we'll just take that now. Pull off a nice length. And then you start at the top of the book, okay, like that. And then this is going to be 3 signatures. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Always flip your book, and you can see your 3 signature, your 3 holders right there, your 3 pieces of, you know, embroidery floss or yarn or whatever you're going to use. And then you're going to tie that off just like that. Okay. And now you're going to kind of scoot these here. After you fill your pockets, you can slip them in to your book. Like I said, you're going to have 3 signatures here, okay? So you slip them into the book, and voila, your book is starting to come together. Let's discuss the closure. I'm going to show you how I do that. It's really easy. We're just going to use a brad, and we're going to use a pokey tool that I'll show you the actual dimensions of how we manage to do a closure here. And then, you know, you're almost done, y'all. You're almost done. Remember, the books are 3.5 inches tall, right? So 3.5, half of 3 is 1.5 plus 1/4 inch. So I kind of come in about 1/4 inch and just punch a hole. You'll want to be sure that your hole is not on the edge here, because then that kind of just compromises your hole. I have these cool little dragon brads that I would love to use, but I think they're a bit bright for this project, so I'm just going to use a regular little brad like this, and then we just pull the brad like that. All right, fold your book like this, okay? So you've got your brad done, and then you just fold your book like this. I'm going to grab a pencil and just kind of eyeball it, and then you're going to make a punch here and a punch here, and these are going to be your closure here and here. I like a stretchy string closure. So I have some stretchy string here. These are bits and bobs of stretchy string that I have left over from other projects. So I'm just going to clip that. I'm going to take this one, slide it through here. I might have to pokey that one more time. There we go. There we go. There is absolutely no reason to throw a food box away. If you can't make, you can make ATCs out of them. You can make books out of them. You can make art trading, well, I've already said art trading cards. You can make oversized postcards. There's just no end. I mean, what you've got is you've got a nice heavyweight cardstock, basically. All right, so we've got our closure done. So we're going to pull this up and made the closure for our book. And that is how you make a MacBook, y'all. I will put the dimensions in the description box below. And I encourage you to, this weekend, you know, you may have a lot of guests in your house, save that food packaging. It is amazing to work with. We can keep it out of the landfill. We can make something pretty. Always the concept of making things it's refreshing. It will refresh your soul. It will bring your heart happiness. If you put something like this in front of a child and say, go for it, you know, there's nothing quite like childhood curiosity and childhood art. And just rediscover that. Everything does not have to be perfect, my friends. Just rediscover your passion, your love, your fun of getting things, of doing and of transforming. I mean, basically that's what you're doing. You're transforming an everyday object into an extraordinary object. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.